This manhwa deserves all the hype and love that it's gotten so far. I just finished reading Kill the Villainess, let's talk about it. The story follows Eris Miserin, who is isekai'd into the body of a villainess, and she wants nothing more than to die so she can go back to her original world. This manhwa was super addicting. I couldn't stop reading it and finished it in one day. It has a lot of good things going for it. First, the plot. I think the plot was super interesting and it had me engaged throughout the whole story. I don't think there was a single bad chapter throughout the whole story. Next, we have the characters. They all felt special and unique, but still somehow felt human and grounded at the same time. They were also well written, so they were easy to love or hate. You can also tell that this manhwa was written by a woman by the way that love is shown and described throughout the story. I've never seen love depicted in this way in any other story that I've read. Although I had nothing but high praise for the manhwa so far, it did come with its negatives that kept it away from being a perfect manhwa in my eyes. The first and biggest negative is the wasted potential that it had. It set up a lot of plot points that never got explored further, and it introduced a lot of characters that never got the screen time they deserved. Another gripe that I had with this manhwa was the random backstories that were inserted throughout the story. It felt like the author didn't know where to put these backstories, so they just closed their eyes and picked random chapters to put these backstories in. These backstories also felt like filler or side stories because they didn't add much to the plot, because the two backstories we got were for the main maid, which didn't get any dialogue and not enough screen time, and the dressmaker, who wasn't even shown or mentioned throughout the story after that backstory. The last gripe that I had with this manhwa was it felt like the climax was pretty anticlimactic. Throughout the setup, I was super hyped because it had a lot of potentials in different directions it can go. Even though the ending was good and enjoyable, I expected a little bit more. With all that being said, I still think this was a really good manhwa, and I think it's a good beginner josei manhwa for anyone who wants to get into that category. But let me know what you guys think, and please let me know if you guys have any recommendations of manhwa I should read in the comments below.